thought. I want to talk to you all about something to see if anybody else ever experienced this. Have you ever noticed how people change around you when you start growing, when you start becoming more known, when you start advancing yourself to something great, bigger and better? Well, listen now. Listen, I always wonder, why is it like that? The first thing a lot of people will say is, oh, they just jealous. They need to think about that. They really need to think about, the ones who switch up on people who's doing some great work. You need to think about it and say, why am I like that? Why am I switching up on this person? For an example, let's say you in the music business. You start a group, you're the lead singer, and the group start becoming well known. Everybody who's in music business, any kind of business, you want to become well known, right? The more people know about you and your brand, your business, what does that mean? Longevity, more revenue. But let's say the lead singer start feeling a cold shoulder from the rest of the group. Maybe the lead singer is getting attention. Can I remind you, everybody, and remember the story of the Supremes? There's a lot of groups that separated because of little issues that started flaring up after they reach a superstar level, or after they get that hot single, that gold, after they get the Grammy, after they get that Soul Train Award, Lady of Soul, after they perform at the Super Bowl. But have y'all noticed when you're on a low state, why is it like that? If you're low in development stage, just coming along, everybody is cool. You become hot, an influencer, and rich, people looking at you with one eye. What about if you are in the ministry? You're a pastor. You've been called. You could be a pastor starting a church. You got 5 members. You're in a storefront church. Everybody is like, yeah, Lord, they're willing to work. Soon your church start growing and you start getting a little bit popular. All these appointments start coming in. What happens? Then sometimes the 5 faithful few start airing out. Because your church is growing, you start delegating more responsibility to others. You start creating little ministries and groups and within your church. Now here comes more issues. And sometimes the ones you started out with are not the ones that's gonna end with you because of growth. That's crazy. Talk about your business. Let's say I have an idea to start a business. We have so many entrepreneurs. Some people were called to this, and some people just want to follow somebody else. Let's be honest. Yeah. And some are successful, some are coming along, and some are like still coming along. There's whatever level you find yourself on. Have you noticed the reaction of some people when you first started your business? Yeah, you're gonna have your critical people, your haters. Yeah. And then you're gonna have those like, yeah, I'm gonna support you. I'm not quite talking about that. I'm talking about when you start advancing your business, when you start making it better, when you start producing and creating better products, when you start getting more followers, when you start getting shares, when your views on whatever your videos start going up, the same ones who people don't want to watch your stuff live or share it or whatever you're doing or your stories or follow you. I'm talking to business owners now and those who are building a personal brand. In any case, because they don't want to assist in your successfulness. They don't want you to go up. Why is that? Have y'all ever wondered why are people become shady with the term successful? If you start a position on your job and you're in training mode, you're cool with me. I start maximizing that level and become more advanced. What took me 30 minutes to complete, I can do it in 10 minutes. Why is it a problem? Each example that I gave you is an example of when a person becomes successful. Where you come from being on a low esteem, low level development, and then you start going up. And I gave you what? Music and church, business, and those who work traditional jobs. These are areas all of us can relate in. Bottom line, doesn't matter what industry you're in, whether you're working traditionally or if you're like a producer, freelancing, a freelance backup singer, a freelance musician, just started your business and got to work. That's like a lot of people. Why do people start giving you the one eye, the side eye? Because you're becoming more successful. For those individuals who do, or if you find yourself doing it, kind of catch yourself. Catch yourself and be like, wait a minute, success is a good thing. Success is what God wants us to be. God desires that for none of us to perish. First of all, God doesn't want none of us to perish as far as die after death, eternal, He wants us to live and He wants us to be in good health. Now that's God's desire. Sometimes the choices that we make, we can hurt and mess up our own selves. For an example, sometimes people do things to their body that brings on health issues as they get older. And sometimes the lack of discipline, the lack of listening and disobedience. Wham. And sometimes maybe you sow the seed. And some people will disagree with me about the sowing the seed. Yeah, there's a scripture that you reap what you sow. Yeah. But why is it if a person is doing good, you have a problem with it? I hope, if those who watch this video, if you find yourself doing that, I hope you kind of stop and kind of check yourself. But it's back in the day, they said childish. Today, we call it petty. It's the same thing. It's childish, it's petty, it's ignorant. And you know what a lot of people be quick to say? Are you jealous? Why be jealous? Why hate? You know how large, let me expand your mind. You know how big this world is? You know how many people's in the world? You know social media is worldwide, right? Why be jealous? You're looking at one person. Do you know how many more that you have to fight? So the problem is people are hate, being petty with one person because you have a narrow mind and you're looking through just a keyhole. All you see is one. If you would take the block out your eye and kind of move the lens to the side, and then you realize I got a whole bunch of folk to fight. Your business, that's why I don't compete with other businesses. Because it's not just that woman's or that man's business I got to compete with. You know how many small business owners that are out there? Unfortunately, your business can't maximize the economy on a national level. Small business owners play a significant impact when it comes to the United States economy. Why you think they trying to come up with different programs to help small business owners when they start doing their campaign? So you play a significant factor. Those of you who are working, you play a significant factor because you're paying taxes. So fighting someone on the job, how does that solve a problem? I know how. Let me tell you, because when you do individually or as a group, you're hoping that the managers will take your side and push them down. Have you ever thought sometimes God allows that to happen so that individual can be opened up to something bigger? You're looking at this one position, this one department, this one level. Don't forget, depending on where you work at and who you work for, that's a corporation. So I would be careful, first of all. Don't if you're trying to stop them from this department, that's a whole corporation that they can go to. And if you try to do defamation of character, you may find yourself in court. There's ways to prove it. My whole point of the moment with Veronica, don't hate and be petty because somebody is successful. Don't be like, oh, I ain't gonna share this because why? Because you don't want to help them. Then don't complain when somebody don't help you. You sow the seed. What you do, the Bible says, do unto others as you will have them do unto you. If you don't want nobody to think it's all in your head, don't say it to nobody else. I'm going to be just as real and blunt. If you don't want nobody to talk about you and stop you on a position, don't stop them. If you're trying to stop somebody else to be a manager, you want somebody to stop you? So when it happens to you, don't say anything. I don't know why people are so focused on stopping. Another thing, if you don't want nobody to take your boyfriend, your husband, don't mess with theirs. Somebody gonna say, I know she didn't. I'm not a home wrecker. I am not a home wrecker. Let me tell you right now before God Almighty. A home wrecker, for those of you who don't know, is a term that I heard when I was little. I was growing up. And the older folk up north would be like, she ain't nothing but a home wrecker. Not a home wrecker. If somebody had issues, that's their issue. Why I don't get in between? Because I don't want nobody to get in between mine. And that's the God heaven truth. I wouldn't want that. So any issues they have, that they already had it. I ain't got nothing to do with it. But when someone start getting a man, or somebody like them, or a guy like a girl, or girl like a guy, why you got a problem with it? That's good for them. Think about it. They have been by themselves. Now God is causing them to meet somebody. Why you have a problem with it? I'm noticing people, I don't know if any of you all come across folk. They have a problem with something that's good, something that's successful. If you get one of them seasoned saints in the church, them old folk from the mother board and the deacon board, what would they say? Child, they ain't nothing but the devil. Honey, when you clearly see that's the adversary, roll back. Understand that when you find out that you around folk like that, roll back. Roll back, start praying, do what you need to do, and use wisdom in the matter. Now, if you're the one being petty, I want to encourage you. I'm not here to tear down. I want to encourage you to kind of stop your foolishness. And kind of think, number one, be like, how old am I? Number two, how much money am I going to make? Am I monetizing my energy? Child, you ain't giving me hot and bothered for free. You ain't give me all hot and bothered. No, child, your breath in your body and the energy and the time that you have on this earth is vital. The Bible said life is like a vapor. You could be here today, gone tomorrow. Don't waste your time being petty and fussing with people. Do you know with those weeks and them days and them 8 hours and 5 hours, you could have been working your butt off doing something else? And I bet you, don't think, let me tell you something that I know of a surety. When you work your butt off, you'd be surprised how upper management know it. Don't think they don't see you. Listen to me very carefully. It could be, I don't care what area, industry you work in. It could be and even in music. If you're in dance, if you're in music, if you sing, when they start working their butt off, ladies and gents, when they get out there and perform, let's go to music. Let me kind of shy away from corporate America because somebody may show a manager this video. This is my relaxed mode. I'm not stressed. I'm not, not feeling any pain or nothing. So you can look at me and be like, she looks fine. So let's go to music. When they get out there and perform and they work their butt off behind the scenes, you can tell it. You can tell it because they don't maximize their time. And they don't maximize their energy, and they threw themselves in that thing. As people start seeing that producer, that singer, that group, they start getting well known. Every single time. If you half do it, you're going to get half results. Just as simple as that. If you take, it's just a lot. You got taking most of your time, you divide it up. Petty, foolishness, gossiping, talking about this. What are you doing for you? I think the adversary, I think somebody's robbing you of your time because you got greatness in you to the point that you can't even see it. And when you take time and realize the greatness in you, you'll stop fighting the other person because you're like, wait a minute, I got something to say. I got something to share. That's what matters. You have so much greatness in you. It's like the adversary, the enemy, don't even want you to share it. He'd rather have you fighting somebody else. Mm-mm. You know there's power in supporting, not tearing down. I don't like to see folk tear down other people. So this is a moment with Veronica. They got two situations. And I hope I ain't sound like I'm mumbo jumbo bouncing around. So let me do a quick recap. I said, first of all, I said, why do people be petty and hate on folk? Got a problem when they're becoming good and successful. Saying it is one thing. Your action is what I look at. Is another thing. So don't be like, oh, I'm glad you're doing it. And then when folks' back is turned, you saying something else? No, don't do that. Why do people hate when folk go up? Why are we cool? Why are some people, because I ain't like that, why are some people cool when you on the ground? If I'm a beggar, if I'm homeless, ain't got no car, ain't got this, ain't got nothing going on. Why are folk cool with that? I experienced that. How about you? I don't understand that. But when you start doing something, they got something to say. That is, to me, that is so backwards and that's ignorant, y'all. So if you start working on something good, and if you have experienced that, what did I say? Recognize who's around you. Don't leave God out. Pray. Because let me tell you something. Don't leave God out. Start praying. And so asking, Lord, how can I deal with this situation? I recognize who's among me. And if you're the one being petty, if you're the one on the other side trying to give somebody some heat because you see that what they're doing and being so critical, you kind of just stop that. Just stop. Instead of doing that, you do it. You start creating. You start developing. Just like I could be doing a video and talking. You know how many times I have folk be saying stuff while I'm talking? You think I'm going to stop talking? No. No. Mm-mm. No. I'll stop when God tell me to stop. That's when I stop. But this is a moment with Veronica. Something I want to do, make some videos that's not pertaining to the Lady Ball Show. I want to kind of like connect with certain ones and share my thoughts. It's something to think about. Like really? Success? Everybody wants success. Folks taking shortcuts. Is not the successful path is not a shortcut, unfortunately. So if you see somebody else that you know that's becoming successful, they're getting better and better at it, do something different. If you have been knocking them, try supporting them. And you know what? And if you are the one that's noticing that you're getting a negative feedback because of what you're doing, let me tell you something. Let me just help you out. If people don't want to support what you're doing on social media, it could be family. Be like, okay, we want to give an entire hand clap of praise for Facebook ads. Do you know Facebook ads is now sharing is caring? That's great. But do you know Facebook ads is marvelous? It gets you straight to your audience, more so on a wide scale, more so than people sharing. Yeah, they can. It does. It's amazing. And everybody already know about Facebook ads. So kind of look at the bright side. Don't lay on, they don't even support me, they don't do this, because I hear it. I have experienced it myself. I noticed certain things start happening the moment I start the Lady Ball Show. I'm like a shit. I said, okay, when I won't doing nothing, y'all won't saying nothing, you won't doing nothing. All of a sudden, I noticed that. Am I going to stop? No, I sought the Lord. That's why I'm talking to you. The Lord said, keep right on going. So I want you to keep right on going too. It's good to know though. It's good to be aware. And so if anyone's experienced that, I can relate. I can relate. Okay, y'all. Till next time, this has been a moment with Veronica. I always wondered that. Like, why folk got a problem with successful? I mean, even if they ain't your friends, so what?